Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here at Embark Immersion, which is the second conference by Embark Beyond, the host agency, very innovative host agency. But I'm here with someone you may recognize. She's been a really fixture in the travel industry, in the luxury travel space for many, many years. And she joined Embark, as she will say, 3 years ago. And it's Ann Scully, who's the partner of advisor development for Embark Beyond. And we're going to talk to Ann about how this innovative host agency has been evolving, how her role has evolved, and a whole lot more on Insider Travel Report. And first of all, wonderful to see you. We see each other a lot over the years and in all different places, usually involving Virtuoso. But 3 years ago, you joined Embark Beyond. Talk a little bit about how and it was a brand new agency at the time. How has Embark Beyond evolved, and how has your role evolved with them?
Well, you know, I'm a big fan of Jack and a close friend.
Jack Azon.
Jack Azon, and I loved what Jack wanted to do because it was really what I wanted to do. I wanted a stage where I could help develop advisors. I've been in the industry for so long, and I've done a lot of teaching at Virtuoso, and I really felt nobody was teaching the advisor to really know how to be one. They thought they had friends that they could help with travel, but they really didn't know how to have the connections, how to build relationships, how to really do the dive deep in getting to know somebody. It's embarrassing to say it, but I still think many of them are order takers. Right. And they're still doing well.
Even after all these years where we tell them, don't be order takers, right?
But they are, because they don't do training. Everybody, doctors are refreshed. Everybody that is studying something has to keep up with the times, has to know what's new out there. I always say, even like at a travel week and here, we have an opportunity to meet our partners, the people that are actually the missing link for the next client itinerary. Why wouldn't we take the time, open up discussions, ask about who's your fit, who are the clients that love you? Tell us. And then we have to go back and say, what clients do I have that belong there? And that's not being done. Order takers say, oh, you want to go to France? Oh, you want that hotel? And they book it. Right. They actually even book that room without thinking, would they be better placed in a room above? Or should they be 2 rooms above?
Or should there be certain amenities that should show up in the room?
Absolutely. I always tease when people say, here's your amenity. I don't care what consortia it is. That's based on a deluxe room. And we here at Embark book some pretty high rooms. So I do like the power of negotiation. I never say, here's what I want. I'll say, you know, when someone's staying 10 nights, they have a 3-bedroom penthouse. Let's discuss the amenities you might provide. Right. Now, I may know my clients have to have flowers and they don't want any candy in the room. They're not big fruit eaters. We then can discuss what else can we give them.
No, that's
Again, we care about the client, we get to know the client, and that's what training's all about.
Well, let's talk about that training and education that you've been working with Embark advisors about. What exactly do you do? Obviously, we're here at Immersion. There's a great opportunities here, but during the course of the year, what do you provide to the advisor that comes in?
And you know, the advisors may never have been an advisor.
That's another.
Or we have advisors that have been with other companies. They got their start 1 or 2 years, but they realize they're not progressing. So we do twice a year, more than 70 hours of in-depth training.
Wow, that's amazing. Online or something like that?
Virtual training. Yeah. Virtual. I headed up. Jack jumps in. Julie does all the tools. How to use client base. I'm not really technical, but I'm learning. She'll do Sabre training. She'll do the Access training. We'll bring somebody in for the final documents. I do how to sell. And Jack.
It's kind of crucial.
Very important. I want to say one thing because it's really important. So our first graduating class was last December. It was after 70 hours of training. We do videos. There are times I've been told they watch that video 2 hours. They'll watch it 2 or 3 times Major notes.
And everyone thought, like for me, we can't do long videos maybe sometimes because nobody has an attention span. But it sounds like somebody who has an attention span.
Well, we're giving them a viable career path.
Right.
And they want to be good. Well, they become very close together. They talk among themselves. There were a lot of tears. They thought, because this is hard. I don't know why anybody thinks, because they work with friends and family, this is a piece of cake and that they can travel to hotels and see the world. No. You travel to see the world so you learn something. These people realize, how do I really approach a client? How do I get a new client? Am I calling a client? Am I saying, what's on your bucket list? What's that dream trip I can sell you? But back to the first graduating class, 5 people, 2 a year later, so the start of their year was this January, 2 are at $1 million.
Wow, so you've helped them get there.
That training, our training, is the equivalent of developing a 3 to 4 year advisor at the end of graduation. They have mentors. So we have 70 hours of training, but each apprentice, it's the apprentice program, has a mentor that works with them. And then the mentor would help they'd give them their business, asking them to do research, learning who to call, how to do a proper email, how to do a proper proposal. A proposal is if a client wants maybe 3 destinations. I just taught this the other day. You go very slowly because there's a lot of work, but we have a lot of information that they can access. We can go to South Africa and the proposal is there, but we have to adjust it to who their client is. We might add 5 of our favorite hotels in each beautiful town. But again, when you get to know the client, what their tastes are, then we modify it. But let's say we send a proposal on India, Africa, and Japan.
Right.
Clients have dreams. They'll take everybody, once they say that was my dream trip, the minute they're home, they have another dream.
Yeah.
So that's why people want 2 or 3 things to look at. But then we can build an itinerary based on what dream felt like should be now.
Okay.
Could be weather, could be cost, it could be a lot of things. But we have really grown, so we've brought in a lot of young people, both men and women. But we're bringing in people, they're literally college trained, they've been in the fashion world, all kinds of event planners, lawyers, all coming in.
Recovering lawyers.
Recovering lawyers is right. But the reality is they really want to do this. Hoteliers, a number of hoteliers coming into us. And people saying, you know what, I really admire what you're all doing, but I need to be trained.
Now, you actually just brought a point. I was going to ask you again, who is the typical Embark Beyond travel advisor?
Thirsty for knowledge, caring. A good travel advisor cares about others, and that's what I look for. We take 1 out of 10 that apply, because not everybody's right. They think they want to do this, but then I realize they think they're just going to travel.
Yeah, that's the old thing. I like to travel. I want to sell travel because I love to travel. And in fact, one of the things I was saying is, do you think this is a good host agency for maybe the educated person, has had another career, wants to become a travel advisor? Is this the right place for them?
And forgive me for saying this because I have a lot of friends, no one's training them the way we are. We are setting the standard it's really an academy. It is a standard on, who does 140 hours of training? They're not staffed to do that. Who has enough staff? We're 260 advisors. We have people wanting to be a mentor because our apprentices actually help them with their own business. So it works for everybody. It has been so successful. I wasn't sure that it would be. It's making me young. To be real honest, my biggest fear is I think the travel industry, no matter what's going on in the world, I've been in it for over 40 years. I've seen everything bad happen, and nothing was like COVID. We get through it.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
We get through it, and I think it is a viable career path, and I think it's very fulfilling. I kind of don't want to leave. I want to be in it for a little while longer.
You can stay a while.
Well, I've been told I can stay a while, but the reality is everybody should pass what they do forward, and to me that's the most, it's self-actualization. It's taking everything you learned. I've had so many mentors in my life that being a mentor is the most rewarding thing I think anybody can do.
Absolutely.
If you have a skill, share it.
And in fact, your daughter is also now a travel advisor, right?
She's one of those on track for $1 million this year, and it's her business, not mine.
Absolutely. Now, you obviously Embark Beyond as part of Virtuoso. Do you also work with Virtuoso on training and education? Do you recommend what they offer?
We must have had 40 advisors at Virtuoso this year, so absolutely. You know, I'm the biggest fan of Virtuoso. I also train at Virtuoso. There were 5,000 people at Virtuoso this year. The opportunity to meet those that sell, meet the new people, the amount of hotels that have been built last year, those that are about to be built, so many brands growing. In the luxury market of Marriott Bonvoy alone is more than 700 hotels.
Amazing.
Now, you have to know them. And areas of the world that have developed extraordinary experiences. Look at the national parks, how sought after they are. Look at the number of ranches, upscale ranches. They call it glam camping. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Glamping.
Glamping, that's right. That's right.
You will be glamping.
Camp, exactly right. Because people want activities, the horseback riding, the learning archery, just learning the hikes, and the number of people now that walk and run, and the marathon runners. I mean, there are people that want to get in touch with nature. I know they're fabulous spas. I'm not saying anything about any health facility, Equinox. I love you. But you know, people want to walk in nature as well. They don't want to be in a building. Yeah. And they want a balance. They want to see both. And
you got to find the right place for your clients. Now, you've now been here 3 years. What's your impression now of what Embark Beyond is now, and what do you think it will become?
I think it will evolve based on what our clients' needs are. It will evolve on what our partners' needs are. As I said yesterday to our partners, they have to feel very confident that we are training some of the finest advisors that will present their product to their valued clients. I think without that, we would be in trouble in our industry because only certain hotels would be sold. Because one of the things we talked about, I was at a luxury conference in the morning, a family on a trip for 12 days that are high-end luxury doesn't want to eat a Michelin star dinner every night. You want a client to start at a wow property. You want to give them something that pops and makes them so exciting. But maybe that's 4 nights. Maybe the next 3 nights we put them at a great local fabulous hotel. It may not have a doorman, it may not have an elevator, but it has service. And it has a good bed. And it's you know, actually some of those hotels were the original 5-star hotels back when.
Absolutely.
And then these other hotels decided they wanted to be 7, 8, or 9-star hotels.
I know, we're getting a few of those now, right?
Exactly right. So I think it's balance. It's looking at a client and giving them value. You know, like the beginning and the middle and the end, give them the wow, throw them at the finest and best. But then give them local, fabulous, wonderful hotels.
Which is really the local, experiential, that's really the trend anyway these days.
It's, you know, feeling you're Italian in Italy.
I have to feel, and there's nothing else to feel but in Italy. Anne, I want to thank you. It's great to see you as always, because we see each other a lot.
Same here.
And it's great what you're doing with Embark Beyond, and we hope to see you next year, and I'll see you before that at very different Virtuoso meetings, I'm sure. And it really is amazing how this innovative host agency has grown with Jack and with you. And
Julie, and Eli.
And Eli, the whole team.
Carolyn, our marketing.
Carolyn, marketing, they really have a great...
My Lord.
There you go. They have a really great team. And this conference is kind of that reflects this kind of innovation and the things they're doing differently, and certainly has become quickly one of my favorites to go to. And I get so much out of it just by the people involved. And
well, we love having you here. We love it because your experience and everything you see, you're seeing a difference here, and that makes us so grateful that you took the time to come.
Well, there certainly is a great difference, and it's a good difference. I'm James Shillinglaw here at Embark Immersion, Embark Beyond's really innovative host conference, and this is Insider Travel Report.